So now we're going to talk about what exactly do I do? I have these students, now what do I do with them? A big part of RtI that was different from, I guess, before all of the RtI talk began a few years ago, is that whatever intervention you're using must be research-based. And how our campus handles that is we have a list of materials that teachers can use that have been deemed research-based. That is, these are the things that we use to provide RtI interventions, and we know that these are research-based materials. So there's a list that we have on our campus. For you, you may be able to get that from your counselor or instructional facilitator, or even your principal or assistant principal may have that list of materials. Some of the materials that I like to use for RtI for my tutoring groups are aerobics, which I have a picture of it in your, I guess, video guide to look at. Aerobics, lessons in literacy, and then I also like to use the Tim Rosinski poems for word study. Aerobics is really good because you're able to really target your instruction to what the student needs. There are 6 books in the aerobics teacher, or 6 teacher guides that you can use for aerobics. And with those 6 teacher guides, you're able to focus on reading comprehension, fluency, writing, vocabulary, phonics, and phonological awareness. So just whatever area you notice the student is struggling in, you can go and you have a whole book of activities that for that specific need. And so I just love using those. The next resource that I refer to is called Lessons in Literacy. And Lessons in Literacy is just a box, a huge box with a lot of folders in it with lessons that are just already prepared in advance. And what I like about the Lessons in Literacy is, again, like the aerobics, you're able to target your instruction based on a need. So, for example, if you have a group where you're working on fluency, you can go and pull the folder on fluency and do some fluency lessons from that folder for Lessons in Literacy. One word of caution about Lessons in Literacy is that sometimes the lessons are a little bit too difficult for kind of your struggling students. So what I found works well with that is if I do some of the lesson or one part of the lesson from the folder, because the folder has several lessons and steps that you can go through. So I'll take maybe the first part of the fluency lesson and work on it with my whole group. And so then when I pull my students for the small group instruction, whether it's RtI or just my regular small reading group, the students already have some background, and so they're able to just build on that skill, because as we know, a lot of times students who are in your RtI group are students who may not get the lesson or understand fully, you know, during that first whole group encounter. So, I mean, them just hearing it again and getting that extra practice is always a good thing.